There was definitely a shift in the whole industry of journalism where, budgets were getting tight. And so I think there was a lot of people leaving around the same time as I left. And I also had a new baby. So that was the kind of first part of the, I guess, shift. And then I just continued as a freelancer working from home. The real kind of shift happened when we actually, as a family, the four of us went overseas for 4 months. And that was right at the end of kind of pre-COVID era. We got back just in time. During that time, I'd been getting quite disheartened because I was doing more and more freelance writing that was actually kind of advertorials, because it was all that was going, again, a reflection of the changing journalism kind of, people weren't wanting to pay for writing because bloggers would do it for free, that kind of thing. So there's similarities with fashion. And I was getting disheartened by all the advertorials, and it was obviously always to kind of help make people buy things, and I was really feeling uneasy about that, and I ended up pitching a 4-part editorial on or comment piece on what I called it the epidemic of stuff. And that was because I'd also worked for Vogue Living for many years, and that was as a chief sub editor, and so it was talking about mostly furniture and the Kmart and the IKEA and the disposable side of kind of interior design. And that was for Habitus magazine. And I think that was the clincher, because that was when I really started like digging around and learning about planned obsolescence, which I can't believe I didn't really know. I didn't really think about it before then, but I was just horrified to think that things are broken. Sorry, things are made to break, and they are broken. That's true. Anyway, I also, during our trip, I read my friend and ex-Vogue colleague's amazing book. Claire Press wrote Wardrobe Crisis. It's one of her 3 books on the subject. They're all amazing. And I just kind of absolutely changed my world reading that book. We were talking about not being able to switch off before, and we were on holiday. I was literally in Thailand, couldn't put the book down, but also constantly making notes in my kind of iPhone notes app about what I could potentially do to help the crisis, the problem. And yeah, it was always a styling thing to begin with, because that was all I knew that I was, apart from writing. I knew I was good at styling secondhand and vintage. That's what I'd kind of just grown up doing and always done out of necessity originally, and then just out of love. So I started offering my services as a stylist, as a personal stylist, and I did lots of shoots, not for Vogue or anything. They were more just kind of independent shoots, because it's very tricky doing any of that for pay, because you're not going to have there's no budget if it's not a marketing campaign to sell product. So yeah, I mean, there lies the problem, one of the many problems. It's like in order to work within a sustainable fashion industry, or anti-industry really, is to not really work, or not be paid, or work but not be paid. So I guess the styling then kind of shifted and evolved, because I needed to make money. And so, yeah, I was able to, charge clients. I had personal styling clients, some of them, red carpet events, that kind of thing, who are willing to pay. And I would take them shopping, secondhand shopping, and teach them the skills that you need, because obviously there's a lot of skills involved in secondhand shopping, and also then how to style. I would then start talking about how to style what they already own, and rethinking their wardrobe. And then I started working for councils, and that's when the penny dropped, in terms of councils do have a budget for a certain education around waste management, and textile waste was becoming more of an issue at this point. in 2020. So I was getting more interest in putting on workshops, and I liked that idea because they would be then accessible to more people. I could teach the same things, but more to a group. Then cut to now, and the youth shift. The youth shift kind of happened really as a result of the podcast. Many amazing chats with my friend Ali Dibley, because I don't know, I think she's got an amazing brain, and she often makes kind of statements that just, I don't know, set something alight in my head.